Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the very late daytime stream. Let's see. Oh, I still haven't decided a name on those packs. I don't like the name quality packs, new Poke packs. We'll say Poke packs for now. Maybe we'll change the name later. Gym pack split close, new Poke packs, new pitch black, and new Terastal Festival Chinese. Just kind of the same title, to be honest. Nothing crazy here. Let's get this stream running. We started late, so we don't want to spend an hour thinking about it. All right, Karis came back from the doctor in one piece. She did not crash. And then we hung out for a while. We hung out for like 2 hours when she got back. So that's why we're super late over here. That, and I was freaking out in the politics channel in our Discord server. I was writing this big response. Oh man, I gotta delete that channel and waste my time. Let's go ahead and grab all this. All right, we were talking about how I suspect the reviews on Rotten Tomatoes for that movie, The Odyssey, were probably manipulated. The audience score, at least. All right, so here we are with the new day. We're gonna jump over here. Let's grab this link. Let's see. I was going, let's grab the live alert channel, and we're gonna let you guys know we're live. We're live for Thursday. So the stream's gonna be an hour and a half. It's gonna be a short stream. It's supposed to be 3 hours long, by the way. Daytime stream. I don't even think it's a big deal because this current week has so far been a slow week. Ooh, we have a big Kara Nichols order though. Wow, that's a big one. All right, so I hope Kara Nichols is here. I can see there's a large pre-order for Miss Kara Nichols. Let's go ahead and pin this. We're gonna pin. What's this new pack you're talking about? It's in the menu already under custom packs, and it's not all the way done. I have to make more of them. Maybe I'll just call them Poke packs. Poke packs. Ungraded cards. I'm gonna call them raw cards. All right, so we're gonna update that. I'm gonna change it on the website too, so let's change it on the website side. Yeah, we're still working on them. We're trying to improve them. We're trying to, they're the Poke Bros all over again. Let's call them Poke Packs. All right, there we go. It's the Poke Bros. They're back. You know, I haven't found a way to sell off my raw cards in a meaningful way, so I'm still looking for methods to do that. But in the meantime, I used to have Poke Bros, and I took them down. I stopped doing them, and I shouldn't have stopped doing them because I didn't replace it with anything. No, I think we had the binder break for a little while. And the binder break seemed to work a little bit. But then it kind of slowed down. Interest in the binder break kind of waned. All right, let's go ahead and cross-advertise this. What's this? Do you still have Zard Crystal Guardians? And make an offer. All right, so there we go. Some guy wants to buy my Crystal Guardians. Crystal Guardian Charizards. PSA teases slab guards. Huh. That makes sense. Whoa, they have like a huge warehouse here. Okay. PSA selling slab guards, huh? Yeah, there's probably a big business for slab guards that, you know, up to this point, you know, other companies have been filling that void, and now PSA is saying, wait a second, we can fill that void. All right, hold on, let me just cross-advertise. We're gonna say, we're live right now. Okay, we're gonna hit copy on that. We've been listening to Deltarune for the couple last days. It's nice. I think you kind of wear out pretty fast from it. Hope you're ready for my largest order of all time. I see that. That's a pretty big order. Are you excited? What is it? Is it Sneaker Bunko? I bet it's Sneaker Bunko. Let's see what it is. 10 boxes of Sneaker Bunko. I have a bag. Oh, yeah. All right. 10 boxes of Sneaker Bunko, guys. So let me just go ahead and pop this in here. All right. Good job getting those videos out, Mr. Mike's side. Let's see. We got a nice little thing going, huh? So one very large Kara Nichols order, 10 boxes of Sneaker Bunko. I'm gonna go grab them, okay? Ow. Should have gotten you to buy these on ZELLE, man. Let's see, how much did PayPal take? Does it say? It says PayPal took $21. There we are. All right. So these are pretty well priced because we got them priced low. There we are. Quality product. Let's get it. Actually, before we officially begin, let me get this iPad turned on. All right, a big Kara Nichols order. Let's jump here. Here we are. I feel like we should take a picture of a row of 9s real fast. Ooh, not that one. That one needs repricing potentially. That Magnemite seems like it could use repricing too. I tell you what, let's just take some of these down. Let's do that. Take some down. Pass it around. So what we're doing, we're going to make more room on the table so that there's plenty of room for this big opening. So we're going to pull these down without dropping them. All right, good. I'll just push these back a little bit. That's a really big order. Let me put you on the giveaway too, okay? Kara Nickel. How's life going, Miss Kara Nickel? There it goes. I'm currently at work as well. Nice. There's that gym pack split, guys. This is getting really close. There's only 2 spots left, and we're running a sub list. See the sub list? $25 to get in that sub list. All right, now 10 boxes of Sneaker Bunko. Are you ready? Here goes. 1 and 2. We'll do 2 at a time. What's the chase card you're looking for? Do you know? Moving on Sunday. You're moving? Okay, sounds good. Well, when you're done moving and you're ready to ship, you can always double remind me not to send to your old address. Okay, so see these cards, the box toppers, they're usually pretty important. There, you got a little blonde girl. Ooh, I brought in more penny sleeves, did I not? I did, I brought them in. Where'd I put them? Well, my penny sleeves. Ah, here they are. Gotta have these penny sleeves. How many Siggies do y'all get? -4. That'd be great. I'd love to see 4 signatures pop out of here. But the reality is we're probably hoping for 1 to 2 Siggies in 10 boxes. 2 would be a pretty good showing. 1's kind of on the poor side. I mean, to go from 1 to 2 is a big deal, right? So 2 is ideal. That's what we're hoping for. But that will be lucky. 2 signatures in 10 boxes is lucky. There. Okay, here's another one. Can you make the gym pack break? $10 spots. This, the sub list? Nah, that's too much work. Now you're gonna have to commit more money, I think. The goal is to reach 100, right? But I think making like 10 little $10 spots is too little of a fraction. We're breaking like a $100 item into $10. It's too much. You ready? Here goes. Think of it like buying a live custom for $25, and you have a 1 in 4 odds. I think that's pretty fair. It's a good system. What's $25 the cost of nowadays? Maybe like Taco Bell? Taco Bell's pricey, man. I don't know. Have you guys noticed that? Taco Bell costs like as much as eating out at a full sit-down restaurant. Can you open all 10 boxes at once? Pile all the boosters on the table? I might be able to do that. Let's see. I'm going to trim these up since they would need to be trimmed either way. There is a risk to that, you know. The reason we don't do stuff like that is what if my camera cuts out? I prefer to have very few open packs if a camera ever cuts out. Like, you know, like maybe the Wi-Fi breaks or something like that. Actually, we had our power go out today. Welcome, guys, to the daytime stream. We're late. We are pretty late for the daytime stream. Let's do 5 at a time. Let's try that. We're late. Karis came back from the doctor and she had some time to hang out, so we hung out for a while instead of me working on going live. These days, I guess the truth is, I don't really fear getting this stream started exactly on time if you haven't noticed. And that's because we're far along. We've been doing this so long now. I feel like I'm partially retired almost. You know what I mean? I'm not in the extreme ambition phase the same way anymore. Now it's more like maintenance. trying to do a good job, but I'm not trying to build a Pokemon card empire. And I think that's because I already kind of have that empire. My collection is so nice. I'm pretty happy with it. How about you guys? You guys still building your collections? When you're in build your collection mode, you got to be ambitious. Here it is. You got to be ambitious. You got to struggle for more work, more hours. He's stealing all the signatures. Get him. Check Discord DM once you have some time. I've got time right now. Let's see what you're saying. Oh, that would be you. Let's see. Oh, very interesting. Okay, here we are. Thanks for letting me know. I will show this to cameras. All right, there we go. Oh, one more box. Ta-da! I sold my Pokemon collection and sort of transferred to something else. You'd never guess that. Yeah? We are. Whatever makes you happy, you know? What I do recommend, though, is don't sell things too many times. If you got something good, sit on it. That's why I told Mr. Brandon Wong, remember Brandon Wong? He liked to sell his stuff a lot, right? Well, here's the problem. When you sell your stuff, it always has like a transaction fee to it. So that creates kind of like a drag. So every time you sell, it's somebody like eBay always takes 13% of your collection. So it's better to buy what you love, buy it one time, one transaction, and then what you do is you lock that away and never touch it again. And that's the hard part. That's always been the hard part, you know. If you talk to people who have not had success in the stock market, because they buy a stock and then they sell a stock, and then they buy stocks and then they sell it. The hardest part is not selling, because you get that itch, you know, get that itch for excitement. So do your best to buy exactly what you love, and then just one transaction, and then just hold it. So that's the trick, everybody. That's my advice to everybody listening today. There we go. Very hard to do that. There's a lot of packs. Yeah, we'll do 5 here. That's why my wife sits all day. Does she? There you are. All right. All right, there we go. Let's zoom out. Oh, wait, let me change the camera first. You always have to change the camera. All right, there we go. So we're using the zoom out function. 10 whole boxes in a minute. Would you like that? All right, let's see. Ooh. Okay. So we've got one of these characters you like a lot. What's this show all about, Kara Nichols? Hey, save some packs for the kids. Yeah, what about the kids? Who will think of the children? Okay. So this is the first 5 boxes. Now, I noticed this is one of the characters you like. Maybe we go back through the bulk and grab those later. Okay. You're looking at 10 whole boxes of Sneaky Bunko. I have tons of this product. So much of this product. Your head would spin if you knew how much of this product I had. You'd be like, no way, this guy's got a lot of this product. Okay, let's see. There you go. Now, that's part of it. I know, because you taught me that last time. That's the same schoolgirls, but they're wearing like kimonos now or something like that. Okay. See what we did there? So we've talked about bulk a lot. If there's ever a bulk card you guys actually like, just tell me. I'll retrieve it. All right, let's see. Here we are. I was a kind soul and let the kid behind me get the last booster bundle. Very nice. You're welcome into society, Father Thrawn. People who can't do that, we're going to have to kick them off the island, I think. I think that's the only way we're saving the island. We are. What I mean is, F them kids. These are my Pokemons. Pokemon card collecting for adults. F them kids. Kids, I'm trying to make money. Is this them? I can't tell. We are. Well played, Thrawn. Hey, I don't want to be in the island. All right. Oh, right. The word island now is like a bad word almost, isn't it? Confusing. All right. Can't tell sometimes. New tariffs. How fun. I hate tariffs. Tariffs are bad. Tariffs are bad. The trick, though, is every country needs to remove their tariffs. America can't be the only country not doing tariffs. That's how we got in this mess. America had no tariffs. Not very many. American tariffs were pretty small, but there were a couple before Trump got into office. And then all the other countries were like, look, we'll sell you stuff, America. We want your money. But we're not going to buy anything from you. No, no, no. If you sell stuff to us, we're going to put a huge VAT tax on it so that the people in our country never buy anything from you. And Trump recognized that and said, hey, that's an unfair system where you sell all your crap to us, but we never get to sell any crap to you. And that's when we started doing tariffs. So, and that's factual. If you look it up, there were a lot of tariffs from a lot of countries that would block American imports. I knew this myself because of the nature of our work. You know, when I shipped items to people, they would have to pay this giant import tax on the Pokemon cards. So I was aware of it because then they would ship stuff to me from Japan, UK, Australia, Canada, no taxes. So they get to sell Pokemon cards to me tax-free, but I try to sell to them and their country imposes a huge tax on that. It's not fair. And Trump's saying, well, we can do that. Two people can play that game, and now you got a trade war. And it's like, it sucks, dude. It sucks. Countries do it because they want to win. They want to win at trade. Winning is when you get the other country to buy all your crap. So you got a bunch of Chinese factory workers, and they work with a big machine that just, you know, plastic mold injections all day long. They just make some crap all day, like the PSA slabs here. So they buy garbage. Plastic is garbage. It goes into a landfill. And what they do all day long is they run these plastic mold injection machines, and then they export it to us tax-free, and then we buy plastic all day. The whole, like, go into Walmart, the whole store is just plastic. Tell me I'm wrong. The whole store is plastic. Plastic toys, plastic camping gear, plastic bins, plastic, you know, whatever, accessories. It's all garbage. So they mold inject plastic all day. And there might be some, you know, computer chips involved or something like that at some point. We buy that crap, and what do we give them? Money. And then what do they do with the money? They buy gold. China is one of the biggest buyers of gold in the entire world. They buy real stuff with our money. So Trump's seen that before he gets into office, and he says, oh, we're getting ripped off. That's why he talks that way, because he sees it, and it's maybe a little bit accurate. We don't need plastic. We need gold. We need stuff that has value. And at the very least, we should be allowed to sell them plastic too, right? They don't want our plastic. They're like, no, we don't buy plastic. That stuff's trash. So they don't want our plastic. They say, if you try to sell us plastic, we'll put a huge tariff on it. And so we can't sell our plastic to anybody, but we buy their plastic, and then they buy gold. The government, which is a authoritarian regime, not democratically voted on, they use the money to buy gold. They're way smarter. That's a system where we get poor over time and they get wealthy over time. And so he saw that and he's complaining. And that's how he got elected, because he saw stuff like that. He made people aware to it. You know, he made people sharper about it. You go, wait, yeah, why am I buying all this plastic? All right, I'm about to go to Walmart and flip some stuff over, yelling, it's all plastic. Yeah, well, you know, here's how you know if something's an asset or trash. Look at it and ask yourself if it's going to end up in a landfill. That's how you know. Like this Gengar back here, he'll never be in a landfill ever. That's how you know. He'll never be in a landfill. That's how you know he's something to hold on to. Will you find gold in a landfill? Almost certainly not. Gold doesn't go into landfills, does it? So gold is good. And they buy gold and we buy plastic from them in amounts of money that would make, you know, it would make your head pop if you could see how much we were buying. Huge amounts of plastic. We import plastic all day from China and other countries too, Indonesia, India. And then if we try to sell them our garbage, our non-gold product, they say, we don't want it. No. This is a one-way transaction. You buy our garbage. We don't buy your garbage. So Trump saw that and he said, that's not fair. All right, here we go. So Trump's saying, well, I know what to do about this. We'll just raise our tariff fees. And then if you won't buy our crap, we'll just raise the tariff fees higher. And Canada was doing this a little bit too. The UK and Europe was doing this a lot. In Europe, if you sold American goods into Europe, they tax all of it at really high amounts too, like as high as 20 and 30%. It's crazy. And the Europeans just kind of roll over and take it. Like, they don't realize they could have American goods way cheaper. Like, our products are much cheaper if their government allowed it to be. So they're just getting ripped off by their own government. You know, when Trump introduced the tariffs, they said, well, that's just a tax on the people. It kind of is. Well, then that means all these other countries running tariffs on America are just taxing their own people. Well, so they should stop then. I love the idea of low taxes. I'm a low taxes guy. All right, you ready? Low taxes is good. All right, here goes. Did you see the huge announcement Logan did for Pokemon on the 30th? I did not. No Siggy yet. That's right. We're anticipating at least one signature, hopefully 2 signatures. In a very worst case scenario, maybe no signatures, but I think that would be very unlucky. Maybe if you get none, I give you a free box, see where it goes. All right, you ready? All right, let's see. Just a reminder to all you guys, it's hard to pull a signature. What you really don't see very often when we're opening these boxes, you don't see how many cold boxes go by before one signature pops out. Now, I do. I'm the host and I see it. And I know for a fact it's tough to pull Siggies. But 2 if you're lucky, 1 if you get about average luck, 0 if you're unlucky. That would be pretty bad luck, actually. 10 boxes, no Siggies. Possible, though. Yeah, here's a holo. He's trying to get the first Pikachu in a 10 from the Koro sheets. What? What are you talking about? Is there a new Koro promo? Is that what you're saying? He cut a card out of sheet. There's no way anyone's going to authenticate that. It's literally not factory cut. Now, you say that, but that's not true. PSA does. Let me show you one. I have an example right here on the table. This is also hand cut. So this is a hand cut card, and it came out of a Koro sheet. So they could just say hand cut, you know, and then it'd be okay. It's a hand cut card, but interesting. What card is it? Hey, what's up, Mr. Jeff? Jeff, check it out. We're opening up 10 boxes of Sneaky Bunko. So Sneaker Bunko getting a little move on here. This leaves me with about 4 cases of it left and some boxes left in the case that these guys came out of. Hey, it's some memberships from Mr. Musubai. Musubai, he's a cool dude, man. He just joined us very recently, and he's very generous. It is 10 boxes? Yeah. 10 boxes. This is a Kara Nichols order. All right. Is that one of the girls? Here we are. I got hit by a bus, ran a stop sign. If I get paid, can I buy some of your grails? You got hit by a bus that ran a stop sign? Did you really? That sucks, dude. I hope you're all right. Well, obviously you're all right if you're talking, so you're not dead. Your heart's still beating. So sorry to hear about that. And yeah, if you get paid out, come over here. Maybe I will sell you a grail. I don't know. Depends on which one, maybe. Oh, my butt. You ever just sit on your bony ass butt for too long and then you gotta like sit on your foot instead? That's me. I probably have that Hank Hill problem. Here we are. Ooh. What's that episode where he gets like the butt cushions or something? God, that was funny. I always had that problem in class in college. Oh, holographic dog girl. Now that's a hit. The holographic doggy girls card is a good one. All right. Yeah, so sweet. Get the millions. Nah, I'm caked up. I knew it. I knew it. I always suspected. Always suspected. All right, here's this girl, looking very cute. Oops, she's got to play volleyball or something like that. Okay, just picked up some fresh KFC. I had Chili's fried chicken sandwich last night, and I gotta say, it was better than KFC's fried chicken sandwich. If you haven't tested both of them, you could. Get that fried chicken sandwich from KFC, and then get the same exact sandwich from Chili's. Chili's tastes more like real chicken. As crazy as that sounds. Yeah, their chicken is more chickeny. It is. KFC tastes kind of like it's cured or injected with rubber or something. Which, it's not bad. I mean, it's yummy. I'm not hating on it, but I'm saying, like, if you want to talk about just like fresh chicken breast, Chili's wins. Tastes like fresh chicken breast. And it's huge. Their sandwich is gigantic, so it costs more, but you get 2 sides, and the size of the chicken's gigantic. It's a really big sandwich. You didn't get a triple dipper? I don't know what that is. No, I just, I ordered it off of Uber Eats. Did you guys hear my I'm going to go ahead and zoom in now. Did you guys hear my Uber Eats story last night? Some of you guys might not have been there for the Uber Eats story last night. I had a terrible experience with Uber Eats where I ordered food from them, and they took 2.5 hours to deliver it, and it arrived ice cold. And then Uber Eats told me, sorry, no refunds. We don't refund cold food. That's what they said. And I fought with them for an hour, and they lied to me repeatedly, saying they have no managers for me to talk to. You know, I was full Karen mode. So they said, we don't have managers. They told me that for almost an hour, and then they handed me off to a manager. How about that? And then the manager sort of fixed it. She refunded only the portion of the order that was the delivery itself. It's like, Jesus Christ, dude. Here's a hollow. No, keep it wide. Okay, doggy girls. All right. And one more pack. So the first 5 packs, no Siggies. Scared? Are you scared? You should be. These are Weiss Schwarz booster boxes. Sometimes you open 10 boxes and there's no Siggies. All right. Oh, hell. Here we go again. 4 Siggies in the next 5 boxes, trust. I hope so. I don't mind that at all. That sounds good to me. She certainly deserves it. I mean, she went deep enough. I'd love to hear about that. That sounds good. Lots of characters here, though. These are all gradable. All right, so let's grab the next round. Now, do you still want me to open it 5 boxes at a time? I kind of like it 2 boxes at a time. I feel like it's just easier. You get kind of a sense of the boxes, you know? Here we go. Make sure she says she has to use pills for anxiety. Who bought these? Kara Nichols. Kara Nichols. Biggest order ever from Miss Kara Nichols. She's gracing us with 10 boxes of Sneaky Bunko. All right, tossing that. What the hell? What did I just do? Are we still live? Okay, we're still live. Okay, so here's this. Also, my heart hurts. Well, it's not over yet. Don't feel bad yet. The opening is not over. It is. Yeah, as I was suggesting, 1 signature in 10 boxes would be pretty, kind of like average luck. So we just need to pull 1. Now, you hope that it's a good one. Yeah, signatures don't pull easy peasy. They pull kind of like trying to survive cancer or something. They're tough. It is. That's why when you go online and you see 1 or 2 of them for pretty cheap, it's kind of shocking. You're like, why is this so affordable? Because it's almost like nobody appreciates how hard they are to acquire. All right, let's see what we got. So 5 more boxes coming right up. Hopefully 2 Siggies. If you get 2 Siggies, you celebrate, okay? And then if you get 2 Siggies and they both grade PSA 10, that's helpful. And then if you get 2 Siggies and they both grade PSA 10 and they're the chase cards from the set, you're probably doing well. You might have made $1,000 worth of Siggy pulls. So it just all depends on your luck. Worst case scenario, no Siggies. Oops. If you get no Siggies, you're going to wish you just bought a Siggy. But then you go to the internet, they cost like $400 to $600 in a 10. Good things can come to those who wait. Unless it's kind of a crappy character, then they get cheaper. All right. So here's this. These are just promos, right? All right, here's the doggy girls. Okay. All right. Ooh. Fun fact, PSA is not the company the Weiss community once graded. It's BGS. Yeah, I've heard that, but fun fact, when you go looking at the graded cards, so many of them are graded with PSA now. And if you look at last sold, lots of PSA last sold. You can also grade them with the CGC as well. But, you know, you might as well test out BGS if the card looks like it's pristine, because then if you're really lucky, you might get a black label. So you might as well test out that black label. But the reason for that is because the Weiss company prints these cards so well, they grade black label more often than, like, let's say Pokemon cards. Pokemon cards, you're just holding on to the seat of your pants, hoping, you know, hoping to get at least a 10, but you're probably going to get a bunch of 9s. Okay, here's this girl making her face again. Here's this guy. I don't know what his deal's all about. He looks like a guy with a jacket. Okay. Here's this holographic. Here's these girls. This holographic. Chili's chicken sandwich. I'm impressed. I might get that next time too. I don't know if I'll get the they cost more though. Yeah, the KFC sandwiches were certainly cheaper, but it's like, you know, you want the quality. You want the quality. You want to taste like your chicken's chicken. Like if you cooked it at home, it'd be chicken, you know. You don't want to eat a bunch of processed garbage either. So who knows what goes into the KFC chicken that makes it have the mouthfeel that it has. All right, this guy's shooting at a girl, it looks like, almost. All right, 2 more cards. No Siggies. Come on, Siggies. Here's a holo. Who's going to hit that like button so that we get more Siggies? All right, I hear if the likes reach 30 likes, the signature rate goes up. Black label, very hard for Weiss, actually. But yes, PSA 10 is easy for Weiss. That's because black label is hard for anything. Black label is like a fable or a myth. They made it up. It's not real. No, but if you send about, you know, if you send about 200 to 300 cards to BGS, and they're all cards that look like they could grade pristine, you probably get 2 black labels in that order, maybe 1. So it's possible. And then you go, well, that's why it's so damn expensive. Yeah, you need to send about 200 cards to them, and they all need to be cards with very few issues. Well, literally 0 issues that your eyeball can detect. I've gotten better at detecting what could be causing a card to fail black label. All right, what we got here? Nope, this girl. Ooh, I'm not liking the feel of this. It would have been much better if a signature popped out right at the start. We got 3 boxes left. Don't give up. All right, 1 more. Here's the girl with the band around her head. All right, it's coming down to the last 3 boxes. It's not looking like you'll get a double Siggy, but you never know. Here we are. Here we are. Chili's, Jack in the Box, Oreo McFlurry, Wendy's. I don't know about that Oreo McFlurry, man. I don't know what McDonald's serves, but it's certainly not ice cream. Some sort of frozen product, but not ice cream. Probably made out of like seed oils or some shit like that. When I eat ice cream, only one brand for me, Haagen-Dazs. That's it. Because if you flip the Haagen-Dazs around, it actually says cream on the back of it. Cream as in milk. Cream and milk are used in Haagen-Dazs. And they're like the only company doing that. You look at like all the other companies, like even Breyers, which was, in my opinion, was a respectable brand in the past. They're all using fillers and all this weird gum and crap like that in order to keep the ice cream cheap so they can make their corporate profits. So I'll never buy that ice cream ever again. I never buy that crap. Haagen-Dazs it is. Only real ice cream for me. I want ice cream made out of milk and sugar. That's all I want. No weird 5,000 ingredients. 5,000 ingredients, filler this, filler that. Whey protein powder. No, that would be fine, actually, protein powder. They don't put that in there. They put something in like inverted Xanax gum starch. You know, some crap like that. Reverse osmosis alcohol poisoning. All right, your promos. She's got a gun. RK Jr. in chat. No. I don't know about that guy. I don't know anything about him. I'm telling you, when you eat ice cream made out of milk and cream, it's so good. And then you go eat like the Breyers or the Edie's or whatever it's called. It's terrible. You're like, what is this stuff? And it tastes like corn syrup. Corn syrup has a flavor. You can taste corn syrup. It tastes like corn or something. You eat it and it has a corn flavor. It's horrible. I don't want all my ice cream to taste the same way. When you have sugar, you can't taste the sugar. It's just sweet. So regular refined sugar is not good for you. But when you eat sugar, it's sweet. And that's all you taste is the sweet. You don't taste anything else. They put all that corn syrup in all those other ice cream brands. It's horrible. Just horrible. It tastes disgusting. Like, you can get away with corn syrup in some food items, maybe like candy or something like that, right? Corn syrup works in some conditions. Corn syrup works, but you put corn syrup in you know, ice cream. Ice cream's a very pure product. You don't season it. You don't really change much about it. You just eat it straight out of the carton, right? That's how it works. You scoop yourself a scoop of ice cream. So then your ice cream better not all taste like high fructose corn syrup. It's gross. So you go look at those ice creams on the shelf at Walmart. It's all high fructose corn syrup. And then they don't even use cream. They use like some kind of fake spun up corn oil, or I'm sorry, vegetable oil. It's like, what the when did this ice cream become garbage? It's so sad, isn't it? And they do this just because they want to make some corporate profits. So some guy at a mahogany table said, hey, I know, guys, let's remove everything about ice cream that made it ice cream and feed the people slop. Then our corporate profits will go up a little bit. And they all said, yes, very good, Edward. That's what they did. So Haagen-Dazs, they still use cream, they still use milk, and they still use sugar. So for me, it's just Haagen-Dazs. And there might be a brand or two out there that also does it. They're a large name brand that does it. I'm sure there's other brands that do it as well. But you got to avoid all the other large name brands. It's all garbage. They ruined their ice cream. They made it disgusting. All right, let's see what we got. You ready? 2 more boxes, and then you got one after this. You ready? Signature. Siggy time. Ba-ba-ba-da. That's not a signature. You season ice cream with chocolate syrup and peanuts. True. We are. I guess I never did that growing up. Whoa, what is this music? Bluebell is pretty good. All of these from the same case? Absolutely, they're all from the same case, and there's more boxes in that case, okay? I could tell you how many boxes even. Are you ready? Yeah, I would never stiff you or anything like that. If you haven't pulled 2 Siggies, it's just because that's not your luck. Are you ready? All right. Ready? Here's Cookie Girl. All right. Here's a hollow. Here's a hollow. Hollow. Here's a hollow. Pink-haired girl. Girl, get those boxes remaining in the case. Here's a hollow. What's your favorite flavor of ice cream? My favorite flavor of ice cream. Oh, you're asking my favorite flavor. I'm sorry. I'm like looking at these cards and processing your question. So I love butter pecan. I love butter pecan. I think it's the pecans do it for me. It's basically just, it's like a nuttier vanilla ice cream. Other than that, what other flavors do I like? I like butter pecan a lot. Vanilla ice cream's good as like a topping, I can tell you. So like you can eat vanilla ice cream with like brownies or pie or anything. So vanilla ice cream's a nice topping. I don't like chocolate ice cream. Chocolate ice cream, the chocolate flavor is too strong. You can go get a chocolate candy bar if you want chocolate. So I'd say something with nuts in it, but butter pecan or like a, you know, maybe like ice cream with caramel or something like that. Yeah, we are. Butter pecan is definitely my favorite. Mint ice cream is terrible. Girls love mint ice cream. Have you noticed that? I can never find guys who love mint ice cream. I'm sure they're out there. But man, I know so many girls in my lifetime who love mint ice cream. We are. But chocolate ice cream, it tastes like chocolate, not ice cream. It is pecans. Pecans. Here it is, butter pecans. You gotta say it fast. Pecans. I don't get why women like mint ice cream too. There must be something going on. There's got to be some kind of scientific thing to it. Here it is. All the girls I knew, I had 6 sisters, right? And of course a mom as well. So all of them loved mint ice cream. So we always had mint ice cream. They like mint ice cream. They like chocolate ice cream. Chocolate ice cream's okay. Nah, I don't like it. If Karis buys chocolate ice cream, it's all hers. She can have all of it. You know, there's stuff like strawberry ice cream. That's fine. I don't have anything against it. Oh, man. This is looking like maybe an unlucky round. Let's see. Hollow. There's still time. But now it's getting a little scary. It's much more comfortable when you pull a signature out right at the start. Ah, man, dude. Here's another full art, and it's not a Siggy. Coffee ice cream's good. I get heartburn from coffee ice cream. Do you guys ever get heartburn from that? All right, 3 packs. Come on, 3 packs. Hollow. Oh, it's killing me. All right, well, so far, so bad. One more box. Now, I think I said if all your boxes did not have a signature in them, that I'd give you 1 free box. So I'm going to do that. I'll stick to that. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. I kind of expected you to pull a signature by now. All right, so you might end up getting a free box. And maybe that'll be the Siggy box. Here it is, 1 more box. All right, still time to pull 1 massive signature out of here. But now we're looking at a tough round so far. Oops. Here we go. All right. I have another box. That's right, you got 1 more box. Now, after this, you'll have a free box if it doesn't pull a Siggy. All right, here's this. There you go. My favorite is mint chocolate chip. There you go. Yeah, there might be a science to it. I don't know what it is. You know, they use the flavor mint in toothpaste. But my sisters, they liked mint ice cream. They like chocolate ice cream. And they like, you know, the mint Girl Scout cookies too. Those mint chocolate wafers or whatever they were. So it's like a flavor combination that I suspect girls like it a little more than guys. There we go. There we go. There's also like cookie dough ice cream. That's all right. I just always wonder, like, why am I not just eating a cookie? I just go eat a cookie. All right, here goes. You guys nervous? I'm actually nervous. Here's a hollow. Last box. Come on, last box. Deliver us a win. Here's a hollow. First full art. Okay. Okay. Here's a hollow. You might be having bad luck. I don't want that to be the case, but you might be. Here's a hollow. Here's a hollow. Come on. Is this going to be full art? That's a hollow. Here's a hollow. Oh, man. Down to the wire. Here's a hollow. Man, that sucks. All right, so another full art pops out. Okay. It's not good for me either, because if she pull a signature, then I don't got to give away a free box. Those boxes aren't exactly cheap, and there it is. All right. So you had bad luck, which is certainly possible in these. It's not surprising to me at all. You heard me talking about it the whole time, didn't you? Because I know it's possible. We are. So you're going to end up with a free box now. All right, because I said so. And I don't know. I don't want to see you walk away with nothing after so many boxes. All right. But I can only do 1 free box. So I don't know if you have any spare cash for any of the other boxes. But I have a sneaky suspicion someone's going to swoop in afterwards. Let's go grab that box. right, are you ready? So, there were, sent down here, this many boxes left in that case. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there were 7 boxes left. You get one for free, because I'm such a nice guy. Whew. Now there could be 1 to 2 signatures in those boxes. There are. Which is what everybody wants. These have value too, but they're not going to be as close to a Siggy. Like some of these, if they grade 10, could be worth about maybe $100. But you have to grade them. There we go. I might have ordered 2 boxes like 15 minutes ago. Okay, so then you get the 2 after this one. Here it is. Most likely. He's counting your pulls. He's saying, that might be a loaded case. All right, we got 1, 2. I was hoping you'd pull a Siggy, but dang, dude. Okay, still some hope in these packs. Let's see what happens. Mister, I got 9 more. Did you really? You got 9 more. Damn, dude. Hold on, wait a second. Let me log in. Oh my gosh. Your passkey isn't working. That's so annoying. All right, here we are. So Jeff Leon ordered his 2 boxes before yours. It looks like it's 2 boxes. I hate to tell you that, but it's true. It's kind of crappy because if he snipes, let's say, 2 signatures out of the box, it's a pretty nasty snipe. So he says here, Japanese Sneaker Bunko Volume 2 times 24. There's no calling dibs, I guess, on this channel. It just would be a pretty shitty thing. Let's see. Because you're buying out most of a case. Let's see. And then he placed a different order for some Chinese cards. Okay, very good. The Steam lagged out. I can't hear anything else. Please give me the rest of the case. I have to open these in the order that they were purchased. So you didn't originally order 19. You ordered 9 more after you realized the case was hot and that you swept. So the rules are it's whoever purchases them first. I can show you on screen that. That would be Jeff. Hold on. All right. Ready? Maybe for your privacy, I won't actually. Hold on. So I can send you a screenshot on Discord. Hold on. Should be able to do that. Okay. And then I'm trying to remember how to... You're over here. Okay, so I'm going to send this to you in Discord. All right, so if you look at the timing here, Jeff has ordered about 10 minutes before you. All right, so let's begin. That sucks. I wouldn't have had the heart to do that either. Jeff basically saw 10 cold boxes come out and said, hey, that's a snipeable case now. And we've talked about that scenario a lot. Ultimately, the way we've ran it is it's first come, first serve. And the thing is, if you don't originally order 19 boxes, it's because you're testing the case to see if you can get a hit within 10 boxes, right? And then if a hit doesn't come out, well, of course you want the rest of the case at that point because you know it's loaded. But the question is at that point, whose case is it? Is it everyone's case or is it your case? Well, let's say that we change the rules so that if you order 10 boxes, you also get to order the next 9 boxes. That's like protection for someone searching for a snipe out of the case. Okay, so it protects the person who's searching, right? Like, okay, I've cleared some cold ones. Now I get dibs on the rest of the case. The other scenario is sort of like it allows people to swoop in on a case. So no matter which way you slice it, it benefits somebody who's trying to snipe, sort of, right? Like, think of it. If you could do what we're talking about, if you could buy part of the case, okay, you get this free box, Miss Karen Nichols, either way. Maybe this is a signature anyways. So there's still a risk that the Siggy gets pulled right now. and that Jeff just pulls 2 cold boxes. He doesn't know. Let's see what happens. You're getting a free box. But that's the system we created. It's if we designed it the other way, where you get dibs on a case, well, then you could open a couple boxes, see if you get lucky. If you don't get lucky, you've got dibs. Now you can open up a couple more boxes, see if you get lucky. So that's why we couldn't do that system either. Both systems turn into a way for people to search for signatures. But yeah, it's pretty nasty. I think what's interesting in this scenario is just how deep Kara Nichols went. And she doesn't normally go this deep. So she took a very big risk on this, and it's just not playing out. And now the box is snipeable, and Jeff has jumped in. It is. Come on, free box. Okay. All right. Everyone's kind of been sniped on this channel. Not a Siggy. All right. Damn, dude. That sucks for me in a way, too. I gave away a free box, and it didn't even hand out a Siggy. I would have liked to given you a Siggy. I was trying to. I gave you a free one. That's a free whole box of Sneaker Bunko. I don't usually hand out a free booster box of anything. All right, now you have to be concerned about Jeff's next 2 boxes, which may, in fact, produce a signature. Maybe it won't. If Jeff's pull does not include a signature, which there's a chance for that, if his pulls don't include a signature, that means he sweeps 2 cold boxes for you, and you get 2 boxes in the next case, or I think in your case you'll end up with 4 boxes. So it could be a lucky thing for you. He's kind of taking a risk, too, to a certain degree. He doesn't know what's coming up next. He just thinks his odds are better. All right. Man. I've been sniped many times. It's a rite of passage. It's just how it works, you know? Just how it is. You can't dibs a case while you're searching for a signature out of it. All right. So this is all yours. I've got in a huge stack over here. You got a lot of hollows. Here are your promos. Okay. So your turn's not over. We got a lot of cards to look through, but we better get started on this next part of the order because we're going to be stuck here all day if I don't hurry. Absolutely brutal. It's a big order. All right. Now, what do we have next? Keep in mind, I was not willing to break the rules. You know, the difference in their order is only 10 minutes. I could have lied and claimed that she got in there first. I would never do that. Not in 100 years. So that's how I am. That's the kind of person I am, okay? So when you order on this channel, if you go first, you will always get in there. I don't pick winners and losers when it comes to sniping. And that's what's so fun about this channel. All right, so let's see. So we have an order from... Who's got the oldest order? I got to find out who's got the oldest order now. I'm going to click on this. We have a Roki Hyun. He says 4 Pokey Shuffles and 1 from store credit. Yes, sir. I never pick winners and losers. It's against my, what would you call it? Like my principles, you know. I couldn't do it. The only thing I can do is set up the rules and follow them. All right, here we are. I just spent so much money to get nothing. Now, hold on. Don't despair, okay? You've still got some more boxes coming. Those might have some hits, too. But, you know, when it comes to your pulls, you got all of those full arts. And the full arts are gradable and sell for money as well. Okay, 4 Pokey Shuffles, 1 from store credit. So it's not exactly true that you didn't get anything. You did get unlucky. It probably was a loss. But it's not the full value of the loss. What I recommend is carefully grading all the good cards. Grade those doggy girls. You got a holographic doggy girl. Grade all the popular characters, and you're going to want to sell whatever characters you don't like to try and earn back some of that money. 1, 2, 3. You never know. Maybe some of those are black label with BGS, and they sell for like $200, even just one of them. So don't despair over it. Everyone gets bad luck when opening cards. It's very common, in fact. Here we are. So Roki Hyun, you ready? All right, here we are. So that's why I recommend taking them home. Don't have me middleman the grades. If I middleman the grades, you're going to pay my little, you know, middleman fee for doing the labor for you. Send them out to BGS on your own. Send them with their bulk grade. It's going to take a while for them to come back. And, you know, look for those black labels and see if you can get your money back on some of those black labels. Okay, that's my advice. Especially the doggy girls. Those are very sexy cards. Okay. Let's see. We're jumping over here. when you get more wealth than me. I feel you. Bad luck here will wrap around to good luck somewhere else. Okay, so we have a Jeff order here, placed 21 minutes ago for 24 packs of Sneaker Bunko, which is 2 boxes, right? Are they 12 per box? All right. How many are actually in a box? Is it 16 or is it 12? Grab this. We have to understand that many of us save up for a long time for orders like this, so it can sting. Yeah, well, it would have been, it is, unfortunately, it is bad luck because she could have just pulled signatures in those first 10 boxes. It's a lot of boxes, but it just so happened that the luck wasn't there for those 10 boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So he did order 2 boxes. All right. And then the real question becomes afterwards, can you call dibs on a case? That's the next question. I think a case is like 24 boxes. She didn't, her first order, I think it's 24 boxes. Her first order wasn't even half the case. So I can't really dibs a case for anyone. It's just not how it works. There it is. She could have gotten lucky and pulled all the signatures in the case, right? Out of those 10 boxes, and then the people after her would just get hosed down with unlucky boxes because that's all that would be remaining, right? So that's why we don't allow that either, right? Your luck is just your luck. And think of if you're opening up like a case with your brother, he might be the lucky one. Are you ready? All right. So Jeff could get unlucky here. It's not like he risks nothing. We are. Watch it be 2 signatures. Wait, Jeff got lucky when you got the free box, and the free box wasn't a signature either. It is. So he actually is just having good luck that you didn't snipe any signatures. I mean, I can still get nothing. Yeah, I think you and I both know that your odds are extremely high here. You are. I mean, if a case has 24 boxes in it, and about maybe 3 signatures per case, and 11 of them have been swept. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. Okay, he's allowed to do that. Those are the rules. I think one piece of advice I would have for the future is if you sense that it's going poorly, you want to get that second order in as soon as possible, so that you can make sure that you're first in line for the next round. So if you feel that there's a cold sweep going in and you're doing the math in your head, go ahead and place that second order early. You would have need to have placed the order about 10 minutes earlier to have beaten him. There you go, to get in line for the remaining case. So there's 1. Let's just see what happens. 2. Okay, blushing redhead girl. And here's a hollow. Just got home from work showering, then I go do the freebie runs. The freebie runs. There we are. Happy birthday, Tammy. Tammy's birthday, everybody. Wish her happy birthday. There we are. Here's a hollow. Here's a full art. So actually, first box is not a signature. Whoa, what is today? Sneaker Bunko Day? Holy cow, man. Dude, I don't sell tons of Sneaker Bunko, and then one day later, I'm selling through a case of Sneaker Bunko. That's crazy. But I think our price is pretty decent on it. Oh, 1 full art. Okay. Here's a hollow, and here's a hollow, and another hollow. I remember one time, was it you, Jeff? I think it was you. One time there was like an order of opening dispute going on, and oh, I can't remember who it was who missed out this time. Who was it? Somebody said, let the other person go first, just to be nice. And because of that, some huge signature popped out, and it went to the opposite person. And it was like this huge sort of like stressful moment. Jeff, do you remember that story? Who was actually the person who got the rough end of the short end of the stick on that one? Was that you? Or was that 6? Because I think it was you and 6. Oh, it might have been 6, actually. I can't remember. Hub's already pissed me off early in the morning, so anything is better than that. What? On your birthday? Put him on. Oh, this might actually be a tough round still. Holy, dude. So we're on a really cold streak in this case. Here it is. All right. And 1 hollow left. That's crazy. I think I remember tons of times I got the short end. Yeah, exactly. Jeff has actually been sniped plenty, which is something I said earlier. People get sniped. It's just a part of the channel, you know? All right, I think you may have actually not gotten lucky here. No Siggy in there. So we were talking about this. I said, you know, he doesn't know if he's getting a signature either. And he may just sweep 2 cold boxes in that event. So it's just been a cold case so far. All right, Jeff, I'm going to find your bag. All right, here we are. I forgot. Woo! I did that scenario to someone else. We both get 2 boxes of SAO, and both my boxes has Siggies, and his didn't. I think I remember tons of times. That was me, Timmy. People don't open One Piece that much, so good for me, I guess. You know, that wasn't always true. That's just true at the moment. One Piece has been our top seller for years. So it used to be there were people who would open almost whole cases. Mr. Kihyunro. Here you go, Mr. Jeff. All right, Jeff. So I want to say sorry for you. Jeff has feelings too, guys. All right. I'm going to open the other part of your order now. And this part of his order says a Chinese surprise. Got one here. Gem Volume 3. Is your heart beating, Kara? Are you freaked out? I'd be a little freaked out. Okay, here's Pikachu. Here's Gem 5. Gem 5. Oh yeah, that's the Chinese one. That's over, or the new one with the kitty cat on the front. They're all Chinese. Gem Volume 2. This is a Chinese jumbo pack. We got to start making those. And Volume 1. All right. One Piece scares me. Do you guys remember that one time? It was Jennifer Yap, and she was going real deep. It was like on OP. What was the name of the set? OP7 or something like that. She was going real deep. It was the one with the yellow box. And she bought like 10 of the booster boxes out of that box. And then when they all turned out cold, she ordered the last 2 boxes, and 2 other gentlemen jumped in to snipe those last 2 boxes. And what do you know? The case hit pops out. She was so mad at me over that for not giving her those last 2 boxes that she kind of stopped buying for a little while. She kind of stepped away. And I was like, man, it's just, I'm a stickler for the rules. I just never break them. When it comes to the purchase order, you know, I got to do the same rule every single time, and it's just got to play out however it plays out. But that was really tough because all these guys stepped in to snipe, because of course they did, because the case only had 2 boxes left and the case hit hadn't come out. But, you know, I was telling her, I was like, well, you know, this, you can't dibs on a case. It's just how it is. And that was another example of a really rough moment. And it wasn't the first time that had ever happened. It happened in the past, too. So, you know, when you buy out almost a case, you got to be aware that near the end, all right, nothing crazy here either. I do like your Captain Pikachu, though. When you buy out almost a full case, you got to be aware that someone can step in and snipe the last boxes. So you got to make a choice. Do I want to search the case, or do I want a full case of cards? And the reason people buy a partial case of cards is because they're not looking to buy the whole case. They just want the hits out of the case. So they okay, my odds are high. If I order 10 out of 12, my odds are high that I get the hit. Yeah, but sometimes you're going to miss. And so, you know, those become snipeable boxes. Those last 2 boxes become snipeable. So it's a conversation, you know, it's a philosophical conversation to have about the design of the stream. Can you order 10 boxes and then call dibs on the last 2 boxes if it's not hot? What's like, if you had pulled the hit out of the first 10 boxes, which is I mean, honestly, it's a lot of the case. You've paid for most of the case. You would have left those last 2 boxes to hose someone else down with. That's typically the behavior. That's what you normally see, you know, because you're aware that they're cold, so you're not going to buy those. Normally, people don't buy those. I'm not saying Jennifer wouldn't have bought them, but normally people don't buy the last 2. They leave the last 2. So that's a very typical behavior, and a system like that would allow that behavior to become very common. All right, and now we have Miss Tammy. She wants a box of the Chinese Tera festivals. Did I leave a couple boxes of those laying around for myself? No? Do I have to stand up? Yes. Tammy, let me go grab it. All right, Tammy. So to finish Kara Nichols' order, I will have to open a fresh case of the sneaker bunkos. There you go. Let's see. Let's see. Grab this. There we go. Miss Space Knights, when it comes to a trade, I recommend holding on to the one card he wants, the Doggy Girls card. Same with the Mega Man. He's basically analyzing the value of the packs. If you want that girl, you should just buy it off of eBay. Here it is. But also, you should open up your nine booster boxes first before doing that trade. He's doing a value analysis. Here it is. I'm trying to help Kara out here. I'm sorry, Jeff. I'm not trying to sabotage you, but so far she's got no signatures and she's 10 boxes deep. I'm trying to help her out. I don't want her to go even more negative or anything like that. I'm assuming the Doggy Girls and the Mega Men are much more valuable. I know Mega Men is like super popular for some reason. The Doggy Girls is probably an easy sell as well. That Harahu is actually expensive as well, mister. As long as they're a similar value. I don't want her losing any more. Yeah, maybe wait and see what you pull first out of this next round. Ready, Tammy? Here we go. I don't know what my role is as the host when it comes to stuff like trades. Here it is. All right. But I know that I don't want her losing a lot of money on this. I want her expected value to be as high as possible if she's not pulling any signatures. So, for example, if the Doggy Girls is worth double or something like that, I want her keeping the Doggy Girls and just buying the other card. Like, I'll go buy her one and sell her one. Here's Kadabra. That's how cards work. You trade. Here we are. Yeah, but I can also reject the trade. I can say, you guys have to trade at home with me not involved. So what I can say is, you guys can trade, but only after I've shipped your items. Here's the Terapagos, because I might not want to be involved in it. Here's the Dolphin. Once it's at your home, I can't do anything. You guys do anything you want with it. You can say your card's on fire for all I care at that point. All right, here it is. You're pulling. You did it! It's the Sylveon! It's the Ogerpon, and it's looking at Sylveon. That's why it's crying, because it knows it's not Sylveon itself. So it's saying, why couldn't I have been born Sylveon? All right, I'm tossing this over here. All right. We had this problem with we've had this problem before. Like, we had this problem with Brandon Wong, where he would come in, he would spend a huge amount of money, and then he would have like this really terrible regret with how much money he spent, and he would feel like, I didn't get my money back out of the cards I pulled. And then he would do this really odd behavior where he would just give the cards away. And I'm like, bro, you can't give the cards away. You gotta retain what you got already. Or he would do this thing where he would get into a really bad trade. So he would trade away these actually pretty good cards for almost nothing. And it was like, you got to retain some of the value, because then he would be like, he'd be really upset with how bad the financial situation was for him. And, you know, I kept telling him not to sabotage himself, but he would do it every time anyways. And I never really understood that. But we reached a point where I said, you can do whatever you want, but you have to ship it first. It has to be in your hands before you lose all your cards. I told him I would refrain from, participating in any trades or giveaways that he wants to be in. I don't know if you guys remember that, but I would tell him, I won't do the giveaway. It's like, it's weird, isn't it? Because it was like too generous. It was almost like irrationally generous. And there was some sort of emotion behind it. I didn't really understand the emotion. All right, there it is. I think it was almost like depression or something. I can't describe it. I don't want to say depression, but all right, so let's see. What do we got next in the queue? I believe we're starting your order up. How are we having the most busy Thursday ever? 9 boxes of Sneaker Bunko. Here goes. So we have 4 boxes from the current case left, and that's where we're going to start. But so I remember Brandon, I didn't want him to have bad experiences with his openings. I didn't want him to go negative, but you know, he would order real deep, and he was a great customer that way. But then after the order was over, he would make like some mistake in the way that he handled his pulls, and he would be left with nothing. And then he'd be unhappy, and I'd be like, well, I don't want you to be unhappy. I want you to be happy. But he would like willingly give away all of his good cards. Hey, that's nice. That's the promo. That's hard to pull. He would willingly give away all his good cards. And it didn't make any sense to me because later he would regret it. And he'd say stuff like, don't let me do that ever again. There you go. Could you refund me the final 5 boxes? I'll allow it, okay? So we'll do a refund on the last 5 boxes. There is technically a PayPal refund fee. I might pass that on to you, okay? So when you transact with PayPal, PayPal takes 3.5% from me. When we do a refund, it does not give me that money back. So I'm going to pass that cost on to you, okay? Because in the event of 5 boxes, it starts to add up to like $10 or something. Actually, I'm pretty sure it's going to be exactly $10 because your first order was $21 and that was 9 boxes. So if we're refunding 5, it should just be about $10. All right, here we go. You're going to get your cards in these 4 boxes. You got this. Tossing this. Add me on a $25 donation. We got to get your rank up. We got to let people know you're in the lead. So we're going to put you down on spot number 11 now because this line is full, right? So we're going to write you down again. I'm going to write your name the way it should be so that it's not formal. It's going to say, what's 208 plus 25? Would that be like 33 or something? I think it's 33. You're at 233. So you're ahead of me. I'm at 196. You're at 233. Generous. Okay. Poor Tammy. She got the Ogre Pond mask on her birthday. I don't think that's right, guys. I think she should have gotten double Sylveons on her birthday. All right, good luck. Let's see what happens. We're all rooting for you because we saw how deep you went earlier. I think people like to see, you know, a win when you go that deep. It's rough to watch. Too many cold packs. Now, what's interesting about this case, it's not a full case. This case already had some boxes missing. I don't know how many signatures potentially could have already been pulled, but I assume, because we went chronologically through the case, I assume the case would not top load all of the signatures, so I'm sure there's some here. Here it is. Are you ready? All right. Here's a hollow. Here's a hollow. I don't keep like a tabs list or anything like that. Here's a hollow. You know, here's a funny thought. There's an open box of it. There's an open box of Sneaker Bunko. Could that have a signature in it? Could the open box have a signature? Because we're only giving you seal boxes. Well, there's some packs from an open box. Maybe there's a signature in there. That happens, you know. Let me show you what that looks like. This right here. So technically, there's 4 boxes and these. This is from the same case. So these might have the signature in it because they're from the same case. So you might be interested in those. Let me know if you are. We are. Okay. Here's a hollow. I think if it was Jeff, he would buy those because he understands the mathematics behind it. He knows that those packs are technically higher odds. Open 1 booster box of Pitch Black. Got nothing out of it too. Oh man, I think CS Man was this close to pulling the Darkrai out of Pitch Black last night, and then I think he changed his mind. He decided not to open it. Grabbing some of these. Last night, CS Man had me cash out all of his consigned sales, so he had me pay him out to PayPal. And it was a lot of money. It was like $820. And then he said, I'm placing an order. And I know what he was chasing. He was chasing the Darkrai Alt-Art. That's the card he wants, right? And then, so he said, I'm placing an order, but then he decided not to. Maybe, I don't know, maybe he decided my prices were too high. Maybe he decided he didn't want it anymore. Maybe he decided he wanted to go buy the single of it. I don't know what his reasoning was. But he changed his mind. And then Sarah Dusenberry comes in later that night and opens just 10 packs, just 10. 10 packs of Pitch Black and pulls the Darkrai out he wants. He was that close. He was like an inch away from it. How about that story? That's a crazy story. Okay, you ready? But you know, I talk about that. I talk about how when we get our fresh product in, it's good stuff because it's coming straight out of a case. No one's checked it. And your odds are pretty much the highest at that point. And, well, from my point of view, they are. Is this the same characters? This is a different show. Yeah, and I said, don't show it to CS, man. He was so very close. In fact, if he had just drilled down on that one case, he might have just gotten it by drilling down on that case. Oh, somebody's asking me for feedback on eBay. All right, what we got here? Here's, wow, so far no full art. There's so far no Siggies. Now, I got to know at this point, Miss Kara, if you want these packs, because if you don't want these, I'm going to allow other people to buy them. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So this is more than a whole box. Okay, so that has a whole box in it. We are. If you just want to stick to those 4 boxes and really want that refund, I'm going to allow people to buy those loose ones. But those are from this case. All right, let's see. Oh, what do you mean? So listen carefully, okay? Listen carefully. You sent for 9 booster boxes, right? Because you're trying to buy the signature out of the case, the remaining boxes in the case, right? Very, very reasonable thing to do. Do you see these loose packs that are in this bag? Well, this is just my usual loose packs that I keep next to me when people order these a couple packs at a time, right? Well, where do you think these came from? These came from the case you're opening. That's where these came from. So if you think the remaining boxes have a higher chance at a signature, which they do, this is one of the boxes. It's just in this bag. So you're allowed to buy those. You technically already have. That was over a box worth of packs, so you've kind of already paid for them. So what I'm saying, what I'm hinting, is that you should tell me to open that too, which would be the cost of 5 booster boxes, and you would have 4 refunded to you. That's what I'm saying. You're going to want those, says Miss Cat. It's from the same case. Those loose packs come from the same case. And this whole time, the signature could be sitting in those packs. All right, 2 more boxes. Or maybe this is a really shitty case or something. I don't know. We'll find out. I'll take them, open them, I'll do the math. All right, so you'll get a whole box of loose packs, and those packs came from the same case. So we'll open them up for you, okay? Yeah, it'd be crazy if you open these boxes and had the refund, and then the signature was sitting in that bag the whole time. Wouldn't that be funny? But we've seen that happen. This happened many times. All right. We are just opening tons of sneaker today. $280 refund after the fee. Okay, grab this. So much for the hopes of the double Siggy, man. This has been rough. I hope you all appreciate signature cards from Weiss Schwarz product. Please look in the consignment channel at signature cards that are for sale right now. Go take a look in there in the consignment channel. There are people selling signature cards right now at very affordable prices. Now, on the surface, they look expensive, $300, $400, $500. When you realize how hard it is to pull a signature, you will then appreciate those prices. You go, oh, those are not made up prices. In fact, they're kind of cheap. Kind of cheap. This. So you guys are today appreciating signatures from Weiss Schwarz products. People spend hundreds of dollars to find one signature. Okay. All right. Yep. So I'm going to go ahead, since you've told me to open these, I'm going to open those two. You'll be entitled to a 4-box refund, I believe. You're going to get this as well. You can just have the extra 2 packs. I don't really care. I don't want those to be like the 2 packs that, like, I don't know if the 2 packs are from the next box or the previous box or whatever, so might as well we're this deep in. All right, what do you think of this, Mr. Jeff? That's a big order, right? Holy schmolies. 4 boxes will be $280. Sounds good. All right. Thanks for that. Here's a holo. Busy ass stream, huh? All right. Here's a full art. Here's a holo. Boy, we should have just talked about getting you a sealed case at this point. Here we are. Here we are. If only you could have known how it was going to work out, you know. But you only know that in hindsight now. You only know in hindsight that you might have liked a sealed case. Let's see, what's this? Okay. Jeff Leon even swept 2 cold boxes. All right, here's a holo. Here's a holo. Here's a holo. Here's a holo. Are we all counting down? Doggy girls. Pink-haired girl. How new is the show, or is it old? Okay, we got an elf girl here. Be a signature! Oh my god! Where are the Siggies, man? Holy cow, dude. How rough is this case right now? Alright, we've got a holo. A holo. A holo. Wow, man. This has been one very rough opening. Wonder if it's just like a very bad case or something. It is. Here it is. Here's a holo. Here's a holo. Nope. Wow, dude, that's crazy. That's just nuts how rough this case is. Okay, you like those characters. You like this character. Yeah, she just got 2 free loose ones. Okay, here's a holo. If there's 20 boxes per case, how many boxes are there per case? I think there's 24. If there's no signatures, that implies that the signatures got pulled earlier out of the earliest boxes, and they were all packed into the early boxes, which I guess if they're truly doing RNG on the cases, I guess that's possible. I wouldn't expect that. Here's a full art of this girl. Okay. Here's a holo. Here's... Well, this is a nice card, but it's not a signature. Here it is. It's another raunchy show. That's a raunchy one. Here's a holo and another holo. If there's 24, it means like 5.8 boxes were opened earlier. Yeah, so about 6 boxes would have already been opened. And so that would have to imply all the Siggies came out of just 6 boxes out of 24. But, you know, I don't have a memory of that. Sneaker Bunko doesn't sell very fast. So I don't, you know, I didn't know what the pulls out of the box already were. But besides that, you know, even if I did know, the process is we would just pull the next boxes out of that box. That's just how we do it. Please be a Siggy. Wow, dude, still no Siggy. That's crazy. Here's a holo. All right. And here's a holo. Still time. Yeah, Sneaker Bunko, if you guys have not paid attention, no one really orders it that fast. It gets ordered like a pack at a time. And so over the course of like 6 months, we might open 6 boxes. So I don't really pay attention to it. Here's a holo. And, woo, one Waifu. There was a signature. Well, there's your answer. There was a signature left in the case. Maybe a signature had just already been pulled. Wow, man. Crazy. All the way at the end. One Waifu. All right, here's a holo and here's a holo. Wow, all the way at the end, one Waifu. So there was a signature, not easy to pull. That was one signature in, what, 14 boxes, I think, 14-ish. Pretty bad pull rate, pretty tough pull rate. Why does the card look so good, though? I mean, if you're a straight heterosexual woman or a gay man, it is. There it is. He's got a little crown on his fingertip. Oh, I got heartburn. All right. There was indeed, you know, near the end, I was feeling like, is this a trick? So what did I say at the very, very, very beginning? I said 10 boxes, maybe one signature. Unlucky, no signatures. 2 signatures if you're lucky. Well, you ended up with 14 boxes, 1 signature. It's unlucky. Any idea how much the 30th anniversary will cost when they get in stock? Those aren't out till like September, aren't they? Yeah, there's no price right now for them. It's going to end up being whatever the crazy-ass Pokemon market turns it into. So it could be very bad. I'm just going to assume bad. You know, don't you feel like the price is going to be bad? I feel like the price is going to be bad. It's got Crystal Lugia in it. It's got just a lot of cool vintage cards in it. So it's a reprint of a bunch of cool vintage cards. So yeah, it's gonna be crappy. You're going to hate it. There you go. Forget the refund. Just give me the last 4 boxes. You're sure? All right. So we're going to give you 4 more boxes. And what happens now, guys, we open up a fresh case of Sneaker Bunko. There we are. Is that also a signature? Your last signature was a Waifu. So she did order 9. So we're going to open up 4 more boxes. I shall return. I got to open it. So my CGC cards are back. Man, they're dusty as hell. Whew. All right. 4 boxes fresh from the next case. Fresh from the next case, everybody. She did order 9. This stream brought to you by Miss Kara Nichols. I feel like I rode a roller coaster. Well, don't stop now. You're still, put your arms up in the air. It's not over. All right, Kara Nichols said, I'm not feeling the love. Give me another shot at it. So here's this blue girl. That's a Mega Man character, right? Megumin. How many spots left to run the Desperate Rivals booster box? And is it English? Yes, it is. It is English. There are, I think, like 12 spots left out of 19. So there's quite a few people in there already waiting. Okay, you got this girl again. Okay, here's the first 2 out of the remaining 4 boxes. There you go. Grab the slabs. Yeah, you ready? Left arm of the forbidden one. I told Karis I'm going to be late. It's already 6. Jeez. Today's sponsor is Tera Nichols. There we are. Okay. All right. TCC, read Aquanix's message. Hey, brother, I sent for shipping my cards last week. Just want to check up if they were sent out yet. Under name Dominic. Hey, what's up, Dominic? That's a shipping question. So my first answer would be, did you receive a tracking number? You would receive a tracking number to your email, and the tracking number would be from stamps.com, like this. So you will search your email, including the spam box, for stamps.com. You could just type in stamps probably to your search bar. And sometimes that email gets marked as spam. So you got to check the spam box as well. I'm trying to remember it, Dominic. I don't remember everybody that was shipped. The next thing I guess I would do is search over here for you. You sent in for shipping, huh? So then we definitely should have printed you a label. Do I get that high roller roll on Discord for spending a total of 1368? So we don't even have that roll anymore. I actually deleted almost every single roll in Discord. There's only a couple rolls that remain. And okay, so what's we got here? So here's another Megaman. So you noticed, I think Jeff mentioned this one. So Tera Nichols, this is probably a more expensive card if it grades 10 or pristine or black label. Okay, so you hold on to your Megamans and flip them. Okay, flip them and then turn them into what you want. But do the work first. Okay, always do the work first. Don't let someone else do the work for you. What you want to be the one to grade it. Very important idea here. You should grade it so that if it turns into a black label or something like that, you collect on the black label. So those are very important ideas. Here we are. Okay, we're kind of blazing through these boxes. We've opened a lot, obviously. We're blazing through. Mr. Zach Bo, what's up, man? Well, we just gained 3 new Zachs in like a week, guys. Zachary Standing. The name of the next Zach is Zacchaeus Benson. And now a Zach Bo. How crazy is that? We just got 3 new Zachs in the stream. It's the new era, the era of the Zachs. All right, just picked up 2 spots in the Destin Rivals box break. Sounds good, man. What did Mr. Dominic say? Thanks, I'll check now. Okay, good. That's the first step, is to check for that tracking. And then if the tracking number's not there, then you say, hey, I never received a tracking. And then we check to see if the label got printed. So that's the next step. Okay, here's a holo. Job Watch just became a member. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Becoming a member gives you access to all the emojis. Okay, what we got? Little demon girl with the little wing and a blue eyeball. Holy, man. Okay. Now, what did you say about leaving one of these sealed? What were do you mean like a whole box sealed or just one of the packs sealed? The Zachpocalypse. We're having a Zachpocalypse. We just picked up 3 new Zachs. Yes. All right, all right, all right. Whoa, look at this. Ooh. All right. Put that there. Okay, here's a holo. Here's a holo. Here's Doggy Girls. Girl in front of a TV. That's how I eat my dinner. Do you guys eat dinner in front of a TV? When I was younger, the idea of eating TV dinner in front of a TV was like obscene to my mom. She thought it was like unhealthy and wrong. Now that's like the only way I eat. It's the best way to eat. A little entertainment, watch some Walking Dead, have a sandwich. Da-da-da. All right, you got the sexy ladies. So that's so far 2 cold boxes. Okay, here's Towel Girl. I'm pulling all the flyers from the Topps anime of the set. Yeah, and I think these are good too. I think that's a lewd set, actually, whatever this is. I actually watched an episode of that. It's like some show where the girls are like weapons or something like that, and they get like injured, and the only way to heal them is to like grab their titties. It's so ridiculous. It's so shameless. He's the healer. He has to grab their boobs to heal them. All right. But anyways, I saw somebody talking about it on TikTok, and I said, hey, I recognize that. That's from those cards I pulled. And I ended up getting the name of the show. I don't remember it now, but I joked with Karis we should look it up on Crunchyroll, and it was there on Crunchyroll. So we watched an episode, and it was so utterly ridiculous. It's like, what am I watching, dude? It's like there was a mean girl, there was a shy girl, there was a nice girl, and they all got to have their boobs groped to heal them. And he's the groper. He has the special power of groping. You have to master set it. Yum, TV dinner. Usually I would just eat dino nuggets. In my family, we did a lot of home-cooked meals. There were so many children, we couldn't afford to go out to eat. There were 11 children. I come from a family of 11. And my family could not afford to go out to eat because we were too poor. So it would be very rare to go out to eat. And so we cooked almost everything. And my mom would make us cook a lot of rice meals. So a lot of the times it would be like rice, and then a vegetable, and then a protein. Really pretty healthy, actually. She was really concerned about health. She was like a hypochondriac a little bit. Maybe I am too, I don't know. But she was always concerned about health, and it showed in what she made us eat. But we all got pretty good at cooking. If you're not good at cooking, and it's okay if you're not good at cooking, but if you're not good at cooking, cooking is basically just this. You're just heating up carbs and protein, and seasoning is the idea that you're going to put something on it that makes it good to eat. You know? That's all it is. Like, you never needed to season your chicken breast. What do you think cave people did? You think they put cardamom on chicken breast in the year 0? Well, maybe they did. Probably not. So we discovered that it's hard to eat chicken breast until you put something slimy and wet on it, like a pickle. That's what we discovered. So seasoning is all about making food that would normally be boring to eat palatable. That's what seasoning is all about. So in my family, we got really good at that because we weren't allowed to go out to eat, and we knew the food in the restaurants were really yummy. There it is. So we got really good at learning all the seasonings, all the aromatics, and Asian seasoning. My dad was a big fan of Asian seasonings. I am too. All right, here goes Siggy time. Come on, instant signature. I watched the entire anime with my husband and loved it. Here's this. The white people didn't like. I thought white people didn't like seasoning, mister. My mom's white. Like I have Filipino in me, so technically you can claim that my good sense about food is the Filipino. Quarter of me is Filipino. But my mom was like, she's like German-Irish or something, or some mix like that, right? She was some European mix. She was very good at cooking. I don't know where that stereotype comes from. I feel like it's an attack on white people. Is it some kind of race war, cultural fight, whatever it is? Like, I don't know how you can claim. I think there are white countries where they don't cook well. I think that's what it comes down to. Like, beans on toast. Holy hell, dude. Beans. Oh, yes, I love my beans on toast. Beans on toast? Are you kidding me? That's it. It's just white bread with beans on. So, you know, that stereotype's pretty bad. Actually, I've heard the Scandinavians aren't that crazy about good cooking either. Like, when's the last time you heard of, like, oh, I don't know, like a Dutch restaurant or something like that? You never hear or you know, like the Swedish, well, maybe Swedish meatballs, I don't know. You don't hear a lot about, you know, Norwegian cooking. But don't forget, you know, you have like French cuisine. It's pretty famous around the world. French cuisine. A mirepoix, right? They're pretty good at it. They're white. They count. The Germans have some cool stuff. They got like all their cured meats. They're famous for their cured meats. The Italians, if you count them as white, they're pretty famous for their food. So I feel like it's not fair to judge everyone the same. It is. And so my mom was pretty good at cooking. She understood it really well. And she liked good tasting food. So, yeah, I think it just depends on if you're somebody who likes good tasting food. I think the bigger problem is nowadays, everybody goes out to eat at McDonald's as a kid, so they never learn how to cook. Everyone's got you know, fast food, TV dinners, go out to eat, DoorDash. So if you grow up in a household where your parents were both working, here we go, what we got? Just a regular full art. You grew up in a household where your parents are all working and everything, and they don't learn to cook or they don't teach you to cook. You never really learn how to do it. You outsource it to a restaurant. And I was born really poor, so we didn't have that. Okay, which group in America has the money to be able to outsource all their cooking to someone else? Might be white people. They claim white people are rich in America. I guess that's one of those stereotypes. But actually, if you look it up, Iranian Americans are very wealthy. Middle Easterners, they work hard. Indians are very wealthy in America. Asians are very wealthy in America. But yeah, maybe one of the theories is that white people, they have like, you know, the middle class lifestyle or the white picket fence or whatever it's called. And because of that, maybe they go out to eat more or something. I don't know what it is. I don't know where all the accusations come from. I feel like some of it's just sort of like a race baiting, race war. You know, like, how do I beat these guys up? No Siggy. Oh, man, Kara Nichols. I wish I pulled you like 6 signatures today. But it's just not working out that way. Now, just to let you know, this is the next case. This is a fresh case, okay? You got an awful lot of cards to grade now. They're not going to be signature cards, but you got an awful lot of cards to grade. There you are. All right, here's this. And here's one last full art. And you know what? It is not a signature. So that's 4 boxes, no signature. It's not really a surprise, is it? Because we just finished opening up 14 boxes in a row to pull 1 signature. So, you know, you could, in theory, pull another signature in 4 boxes, but what were the odds of that going to be? Sorry, I'm going a bit fast. You know, some of this bulk may contain some of the characters you like in here. There are. You want all the bulk generated today, Kara Nichols? I'll give you all the bulk if you send me $15 shipping. I'll put it into a separate box. Because otherwise, this is going to get shipped off to some jerk-off who buys bulk from me. And I'd rather give it to you for almost free because it's, you know, it's kind of like you open these and you didn't get the Siggies you were looking for. So I'd rather give it to you, but you got to at least cover the shipping for me. $15, I'll give you all the bulk from this. So you can sort it at home and try to make some money off of it if that's something that can happen with these. I mean, maybe, you know, if I missed any doggy girls, if any doggy girls went into that pile, the non-hollows, even those might sell for like $65 in a 10, 65 to 100, but I don't know about 100. Who's going to buy the rest of the case? It's only like 20 boxes. There are 20 boxes remaining. We know that 4 cold boxes came out and that I need to grab a box to add to that baggie. Kara Nichols. Today's Kara Nichols big day. Here it is. All right. What does the dude do with the bulk? You know, he tells me he has autism and that he just loves sorting them. I don't believe him anymore. I don't believe him. I'm pretty sure he's reselling it. He's got to be. How can he buy so much of it? He's making profit off of it. That's what he's doing. I don't know if I'm going to sell him any more boxes. I've been thinking a lot about that. I think I'd like to make the boxes more available to you guys here. But you notice I marked them sold out because he's bought them all already. All right, so I see orders in the queue, and it's 6:09. Let's find the oldest order. Who's been waiting the longest? Mr. Asmer Ahmed. What's up, man? 1 Code Geass, 1 Sneaker Bunko Volume 2. Mr. Asmer, are you here? I know you've been waiting a long time for this. 1 Code Geass. Yeah, we don't open the Code Geass very often. It's nice to see it getting open. So, Kara Nichols, what is this? That's an empty box of Code Geass. Is it empty? Oh, it is. Okay, so you're going to get this bonus pack. I'll put this one here. You're going to get this bonus pack, okay? I sent you the 15. All right, so here's the deal. I'm going to fill it up with all those cards, all those bulk cards, and I'm just going to ship it over to you, okay? So you're not paying any extra for them. You're just getting to keep them. And I'm just shipping them all over. Actually, if you need me to, I could probably just store the box over here. I could create the box and store it until after you're done moving. Did you say you're moving on Sunday? So if you wish, I can just store the box and ship it to you after you're settled in and you give me the new address. But I'll make the box, okay? So I'll make the box. I'll put your name on it so it doesn't get lost. All right, Code Geass, Sneaker Bunko Volume 2. I'm going to go grab a fresh box of Sneaker Bunko. And I'm going to go grab a fresh box of Code Geass. Here we are. All right, I wanted to show off those CGC returns. I don't think we got time. Unless I just stay live the whole day. I don't know, there's nothing else going on in my life. I'd appreciate you storing it. That would help so much. All right, so we're going to store that for you. You're going to take all the bulk home. Pretty rough round, don't you think? Now listen to me. I know you didn't pull the Chase signatures out of there. I'm aware of that. You got one signature, in fact. And it might not even be very expensive because it's not a girl. Sometimes the boys don't sell for very much. Wait. I actually just want to store these in the box. Here's the deal. You pulled a lot of supporting pulls, including those Doggy Girls, including the Mega Min card. Remember when you offered a trade and Jeff talked about those right away? Those are probably your money cards right now, okay? So what you need to do, you need to send those off to BGS, okay? Here's how you need to do it. You need to send it BGS bulk and just do it cheaply, okay? Take the long wait time. BGS bulk, long wait time. Grab this. Okay, so you get one of these. So you need to take your time with it. Don't rush it. And you need to wait probably like 6 months for them to come back and get as many black labels as you can out of there, or just, you know, BGS pristine 10s if you can get those. And sell those for full value on eBay. Don't trade them in real fast. Don't take the easy route. You need to take your time with it and get as much money out of those as possible. You get this. That's yours. Oh my gosh, what if he opens this one Sneaker Bunko pack and it's a signature? That would be so dramatic. It's possible, I just don't, it would be so crazy if that happened. I'd still give him the doggies for the Haruhi. Here we are. Okay, but as long as they're an equal value, I don't want you giving up your good stuff for him. Here we are. You can do it no matter what after I've shipped all your goods out. But I don't want you losing value right now. I feel really bad about it. If you want that Haruhi, that, like, again, if they're the same value, it's all good. But if they're really different from each other, I recommend just going and buying a single of the Haruhi. Okay, here's 0. That's your bonus card. And here's Code Geass Le Louch. Just waiting on my order. I know, so is Mr. Asmer. These were some... She ordered 9 boxes pretty quickly after the first round of 10 boxes. So this is, I'm going in order, believe it or not. This is just a long wait time today. It's a suffering from success moment. Let's grab this. Ugh. New bag for you? Let's get a new bag for you. All right. I'll keep you in mind, Miss Kara Nichols. I might toss you a couple free ones because that was a pretty dang big order. Now, I did give you a free booster box. That's already kind of nice. I think that's like a over $100 value. I'm not sure. How much is a whole box? It might be just around 100. No, it's not 100. It's less than 100. But I'm going to keep you in mind. If I run into anything that I think you might like, I might just toss it to you for free. She's one of the major hits. I greatly appreciate it. Let's toss this over here. All right, so that is done. Sorry for the long wait for that. Woof. Okay, here's Mr. Zach. I'm going to take care of this one because it's so easy. 2 spots in the Destined Rival box break. That's our new friend, Mr. Zach Bowie. You caught me on a very busy day, Mr. Zach. Busy Thursday. Last day was painfully slow, and today's painfully busy. There it is. That Tyranitar break, what the English version of that card? It would be a holographic card from, what's the name of that set? It's green. Shouldn't it be right behind me? Fates Collide. Fates Collide. It's a very good card. You're not going to find that in a 10, and if you do, it'll be like $2,000, $3,000. Okay, this goes into the Pokebox. Here it is. That's a very good card. This one right here, I recommend it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we're 9 deep out of 19. 10 spots remain on the Pokebox. 10 spots remain. How about Shining Tyranitar? For the Shining Tyranitar, there is a sublist here with 7 spots here. And here he is. The sublists add up into a mega spot. There's 12 mega spots. We've done 5 so far. You can actually just buy a mega spot for $400. All right, so Zachary's done. Thank you, Zach. That goes off when it's full. Now, who's got the oldest order? I see an Eric Colburn order. I see a Mr. Haunted. All right, so Mr. Haunted has returned. Mr. Haunted likes to take long breaks. And over here, we've got... Okay, so I think it's actually Jeff's turn. So it goes Jeff, then Tammy. All right, here goes Jeff. He has ordered a Sneaker Bunko Volume 1. Volume 2, I mean, right? Yeah. A Weiss Brown Dust. Okay. That's QA Bunko. Where's our Brown Dust? Let's see what you got. Brown Dust, GA Bunko, Nikkei, Azure Lane, Chainsaw Man. So you're ordering a couple of these. Here's Azure Lane, Volume 1 English. You didn't order Fuji Bunko. What'd you guys think of all that? All those Weiss Schwartz opening. Are you now more convinced of the value of a signature now that you see how incredibly difficult they are to pull? I've known that about the Weiss Schwartz card for a while, because we've been opening these for a while. And every now and then you see a signature come out and you're like, wow, that's pretty cool. Like, man, you don't realize how hard those are to pull. They take forever to pull. We just have a lot of sets is all. Okay, so we got all those. And we got this as well. Okay, you know what we need to sell, Mr. Jeff? We got this stuff in spades. I got tons of this. Lots of that remains. Here goes. Good luck. You getting Storm Emerald this week? I've placed the order for Storm Emerald with a secondary supplier because my main supplier has still not provided a price. So that guy's making me really nervous. He also did not supply, well, he did. He supplied a price for OP17, but it was like so incredibly high. I had to source it elsewhere. So I got nervous. I've sourced Emerald from a new supplier, and I have not ordered a lot of it. I've ordered a little bit of it because I'm still hoping my first guy gives me a price. I don't know if he's having too much demand or if he's having trouble getting supply himself. I don't know what's going on, but it's making me really nervous because I've been relying on that guy for years. And usually he gives me a price by now. So I don't know what's going on with him. I have a suspicion he can't get a source. That's why he has no price. He probably can't get a source where the price is good enough for him to bother offering it to me. That's my theory. All right, no Siggies popping out so far. Damn. All right, that's a cold round. Mr. Jeff. So here it is, Jeff. Just some hollows this time. Praying for a Shinji Kanda Rayquaza card. There's a Shinji Kanda Rayquaza in there? Hold on, wait a second. What? Pokemon Emeralda Rayquaza. I've seen cards, but I couldn't tell if they were fake. Oh, you're saying you don't know either. So no one knows what it's going to be. Yeah, okay, cool. We're still finding out what it's going to be. It's probably going to be super cool. All right. He's saying he's praying for one to be in there. Timmy. A box of Terastal Festival. All right. So is that the second box you've bought? Wait a second. I'm confused. Tammy, we already did that order. We are. Tammy, you might have missed it. We did that order. Let me just see. So, Tammy, you ordered that 52 minutes ago, right? Here it is. Is she here? Is she watching? So, you pulled this guy. And I made a funny joke about him crying that he wasn't Sylveon. I'm saying I'm praying for one. Okay, that's what I thought. Okay. Tammy, I am so sorry. I might have opened this already, and you might have missed it because I was going a little bit fast, you know, because I knew we had these big orders. I thought you were saying you had another order after this one. Saw some shop opening and selling 30th Celebration binder collections. Can't believe people have them already, seeing as they come out October 2nd. Jeez, dude. That is crazy. Oops, let's go back to orders. Was Tammy here? Did she see that? Somebody tell Tammy we did it. Jeff Leon is next. He wants a Dreamlike Oceans. Dreamlike Oceans. Oops. I'm going to pull the whole damn shelf down. A Final Fantasy Legacy Collection. Very cool. A Hidden Trials. Hidden Trials. Here it is. Soldier's Return. Yes, let's see. Soldier's Return. That's not Soldier's Return. Boy, where do I keep that? I think that's on a shelf. And then a Hidden Hope. That would be the Sephiroth pack. Let's see. All that back there. Here's Hidden Hope. All right. And now to get that last one, the Soldier Return, I believe you don't have Topps Disney Neon or Larcana, do you? I just saw it. I know. I'm sorry, Tammy. So Dreamlike Oceans, Legacy Collection, Hidden Trials, Soldier's Return. Let's go get that Soldier's Return. I think I put it over here. Here is Soldier's Return. It is a Final Fantasy set. Okay, not my day. I'm sorry. I would have liked it to be your day. Someday it's someone's day. Ta-da! That's what's so cool about the table breaks. You guys ever think about the table breaks? When the table break goes off, no matter what, somebody's walking away with a PSA 10 graded card. Often a pretty good card. Right? So like instead of having Sneaker Bunko cases, I could host a Sneaker Bunko signature break. And then no matter how much everyone spent, somebody's definitely getting a PSA 10. It's like a guaranteed hit. All right, here's the Hidden Trials. Kefka's cool. Okay, we got Kefka. Legacy Collection. You ready? We got Regis. What's up, Monster? How's it going, man? Wow, that Kefka card's really neat. Ah, the pricey open. Oh, Luca. Edge. I got heartburn, guys. I haven't eaten anything today. Alba. Look at that, Alba. She got ponytails. All right, there it is. Give me a minute here. You had a chance to grade that SpongeBob card or mine. No rush or worries if not. I don't know what you mean by that. What do you mean by that? Ta-da! All right, that's for Jeff Leon. Mr. Jeff. No Siggies out of there. he's exploring the idea of like buying one pack of each set from some of these other sets. It's a pretty interesting idea. Thank you, Jeff. I appreciate all the support, man. We have a Shahir order. What's up, Mr. Shahir? He wants a round of the Chinese Terra Festival. Now, why don't I just keep a couple boxes of this near me? I should be doing that. I thought I did. Did I place them somewhere? All right, let me go grab a couple boxes. I'm going to grab a couple. All right. Da-da-da. All right. So Terra Festival. I'll keep a couple boxes here now. I ordered for a CardConomist grading for a SpongeBob card, but I am waiting to ship for it. You mean like a pre-grade or actual grading? Oh, you mean TCCG grading. Ah, I think that's one of the only ones that hasn't been done. You totally confused me there. I got you now. I get it now. You're talking about our grading, TCC grading. That's like one of the only ones that hasn't been done. We had a little row of them, and we got those done and posted it to Discord, but yours is still waiting. I ran into it when I was doing the BGS submission. I said, ooh. This. You are? All right. I just got to find some way to make Alexis do it. Do it, Alexis. Do the encapsulations. Yeah. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn the basement into a vape bar, and then she's going to want to hang out. Yeah. All right. I'll turn it into a private vape bar. Here's Halucha. Oh. And I'll put a pet parrot down there. She likes birds. I'll put a bird down there, and then she'll just want to hang out. All right, there's Sylveon. Here's Entei. Here's you've got Terrapagos. Yay! One Terrapagos coming in hot. Okay, we've got this guy. We've got these guys. I'm sorry, man. Terrapagos, Ogerpon. Oh, Master Ball Flareon's good though. Get a little Master Ball Flareon. I don't know about all these EXs. Let's be honest. I don't think you're ever grading these. They're just Chinese EXs. Like no one's even gaming with them. So I'll put them with the holos. I'm gonna just treat them like a holo card from here on out. There's so many of them. You get a whole stack of them in one box. All right, all right, all right, all right. And the tower. There you have it. So your pulls out of the whole box are these two gentlemen. The Flareon's not bad, actually. Pretty cool. I got so excited when I see the rainbow border. Dang it. I know, me too. Anytime I see that border, I go, ooh, that could be the Sylveon. But it was Terrapagos. All right, I believe you got a little baggie in here. A baggie that says Eric B. Colbert on it. Why? Did he donate this to you? He donated this to you. That's what it was. He bought you this as a gift. And it turned into a little Rampardos. And then I accidentally put his name on it. Oh, that's sweet. That Master Ball is a different art. What? This? Is it? I can't tell. He donated a pitch black to me. Yeah, that's so nice of him. Let me put your name on this, though, so we don't confuse that in the future. Because I am dumb enough to forget that. All right. You guys been having a good day today? How's your Thursday? Okay, here's Mr. Shahir. All right, that's good enough. Don't need to write your whole name down here because you're going in the Shahir box, baby. All right, he's in the Shahir box. Good for you, man. We have a Nicholas Pacheco. He wants a spot in the Gym Hero sublist. So there's 2 spots left here. Not 2 spots in this. The sublist obviously has 3 spots left. Nick Pacheco. If you're new and you've never placed an order, give it a try someday. We're probably wrapping up here, but we're going to be back on tonight, so there'll be time tonight to try again. You know, I still have to show off these CGC cards, don't I? So we have Mr. Haunted here. Hope you're doing well. I guess you still have my old baggie and some old slabs. This is my payment for 3 OP15s. Do I have an open box of OP15? I think I do. Mr. Haunted, are you still watching? All right, let me see if you still have a bag. They can't be abandoned for longer than a year. Let's see, Hedison, Haunted. I guess I just kept holding on to it for you. Look, 824, 825. Guess we're going to update it. I'll update it. It's a pretty small bag, so we can update this. You're funny, dude. All right, he just pops in from time to time. Show off the CGC before you log off. I know, if I don't do it, you're going to have to wait all the way to tonight to see it. Wouldn't that be terrible? That'd be terrible. Okay, we're going to say Haunted. 8.26. All right, very good. It was a pretty small bag. I'm new, bro. Can I have Charizard, bro, please, bro? I just sent in another ZELLE order. Yeah, what do you want to do with that ZELLE order? I got to get that SpongeBob graded. Yes. Here's a hollow. Here's a hollow. Here's a hollow. All right. Just some hollows this time, Mr. Haunted. Nothing too crazy. Nice to see you. I'll keep in mind you were stepped in, so if I see your slabs and stuff like that, I'll know you're still around. That's important to check in like that, guys. That's how I know you're still around. Here's Oshawott and haven't abandoned your cards. All right, there's Zapdos. Because, you know, I remember who you are if you do that. Zachary Standing says, I'll take the Psyduck. That's the other new Zach. Zachary Standing taking this nice Psyduck 9. It's a quality card. It's a vintage card. Zachary, I just spent over $3,000 buying up some Topps cards myself. I thought they were underpriced. Here's Bryce Wolf, Tyranitar break 1/2. 1/2? What is he saying? You talking about this guy? He's not a half break. What's he talking about? He's not talking about this guy. I thought maybe you're talking about that guy. He must be talking about getting a spot in there, Mr. Bryce Wolf. Any update on tag at all? No. Yeah, I check every day. They're not getting it done. I even complained. It doesn't matter. They're going to take their sweet ass time. That's what's going to happen. All right. Which CGC submission was it? It's one you guys were not in. It was a simple re-encapsulate order. So it's not like a true grading order. For the bulk, here's my new address. Thank you. All right, so we got your new address. That's what I know now. So we're going to get you a box of bulk made. All you did was pay shipping on it. And, hey, maybe you make some money on that too, you know. So, you know, bulk boxes can make money. I think that's why people buy them. What I would do if I was you with the bulk here, if you're still listening, pick through every card, find out which one's worth a few dollars, and then look for situations where it might be worth sending to BGS. There are non-holographic cards where if they grade pristine or black label, somebody will buy it for like $100, surprisingly, but it's true. So there's chances for certain cards. I mean, especially if they're like lewd. We try to pick them out, in fact. Next up, here's Eric Colburn. He says, 2 Marvel Impel Series 1 and 2 Fortnite packs. Yeah, we try to pick them out for you guys, like those doggy girls. I always grab the doggy girls out of those packs because, you know, they're doggy girls. Bark. Does CGC grade Topps Merlin? Yes, they do. And 2 Fortnite packs. My bag, I think, is in the F box. Does this qualify for the ZELLE giveaway? The ZELLE giveaway, you can get your name in there each time you spend about $100. So if you've hit 100, we can put you in there. You don't have to spend it in one go. You can buy like 2 rounds or something like that. So if you've done that, just let me know. All right, here goes. 2 Fortnites. No more Fortnite. $18 Fortnite card. Who wants it? Should Kara go into the second chance? I put her in there. I don't mind. We're going to give her some gifts. I think it was a rough round. You know, she did pull a signature out of the previous case, but not until she went very deep. And in fact, Jeff took two of those boxes himself. And then she goes 4 boxes into the next case and just doesn't get lucky. You know, she could have gotten lucky. She could have pulled a... Look at that card. Do you guys see this? Look how good these are. So these, we might have to do a price check on these because we're heading into the Doomsday movie coming out soon. And I think Marvel's going to pick up a little bit for a little while. Okay, superheroes. Invisible Woman. Amazing Spider-Man. Power Man. Nomad. Tales of Suspense. Iron Man. Yeah, I mean, what if this graded 10? I think that's really cool. So I added these to the menu like over a year ago, like maybe 2 years ago, back when I did an analysis on like graded Marvel cards. And this whole pack, every single card is gradable. The whole thing is gradable. And some of these go for multiple hundreds of dollars if they do grade 10. Okay, here it is. I don't know if my next order hits that threshold or not. I'll leave it up to you to go check that, okay? If you don't know, then I probably shouldn't put you on there until we know. Here's Bullseye. I can't keep track of it. I've got too many people. It would be hard for me. Oh, Spider-Man. Look at that Spider-Man. So suppose that graded 10, right? That's like $200 or some crazy crap like that. So that's why this is on the menu. Here's Cloak and Dagger. Whoa! A little spice, huh? All right. Very nice. All right. Good. All right, that's for Mr. Eric. In the F box, you said, huh? Here it is. You got an awful lot of cards here, Mr. Eric. I don't know if we can allow this. You just might have too much. We might have to do something about that. I'll put these in the center of the pack. Because as the bag stretches, I don't want any pressure on the corners of your cards. Well, that is a full F box. You've completely filled it. You've filled it. You've stretched it out a little bit, too. Pretty amazing. Guys, it's 6:30. I do have to stop. Let me just take a look at that Jeff order. He just placed that. I just saw him place it. So, a Jeff order 2 minutes ago. What are we doing here, Jeff? Oh, man, it's another big order. It's 6:38. It's almost 7 p.m. So, technically, I'm supposed to log out at 6. And the reason for this is because Karis gets off at 5, so she's already been alone for an hour, and we have to eat dinner. So it's almost 7, and she's going to get upset at me if I just keep going all night. So the hard log-off time is supposed to be 7. So what I'm seeing here is 2 orders from Eric and 1 order from Jeff, but it's really late, guys. I do have to wrap up. What I'm going to do, I'm going to give these 2 spots to Miss Kara Nichols in the second chance box. Before I forget, because somebody mentioned that. All right. I'll put Jeff and Eric into the giveaway for fun, okay, guys? But we're going to do your order tonight, okay? It's just how it's got to be. I got to have some way to get off. Even if there's demand, I have to have some way to get off, all right? I hate doing that, but it's got to be that way. I got to have some dinner for sure. Karis is going to get upset, and we'll fight, actually, if we don't spend any time together. I know we will. So this will go into the second bounty. So we're going to do this to help her out. She went really deep and pulled 1 signature, you know. Where's that giveaway? So we're going to do you guys' order tonight, and I'll put you guys in here for fun. First of all, let's put Kara Nichols in for spot 12 and 13. Jeff, you can be number 14. I'll put Tammy on 15. It's her birthday. And number 16 can be Eric. Okay, there you go. But you guys are going to have to wait for tonight to know the outcome on these orders, okay? Can you save my order for tomorrow daytime then? I would be happy to do that for you. We'll put it in a little baggie so that you get exactly what you were going to get. And then, you know, because no one else will pull from the baggie. All right, so, yes. Thank you, everyone. And I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Big shout out to Ms. Kara Nichols for the big order. Really nice. Hopefully she's able to sort of navigate how to pull your money back out of rough pulls, because I know how to do that from a lot of experience. She's got to be picky. She's got to take it slow, and she's got to grade cheap. That's what you got to do. And then when the cards come back, you got to sell those for full price. So hopefully she does that with those. But, man, that was so rough not seeing good signatures come out. I really was hoping for that. All right, I'll see you guys for the nighttime stream, okay? And you guys better be coming with Tammy gifts. It's Tammy's birthday party tonight.